everyone, it's Linda Canase for icrafter, and I want to share with you a brand new die called the Bendy Base Card Insert, and it is a really fun interactive pop-up design that makes this insert piece, but of course I had to make it with a whole bunch of interchangeable pieces and a lot of possibilities. So this is the die itself. It comes with 6 pieces. And you can see there what it is. Let me show you the main part of this die. This is the outside. I just want to decorate the outside, but the main part is this inside part. You see that? It starts off flat, and then it opens up to reveal. In this case, it's the butterfly. So that's one possibility with this die that comes in this set. It also comes with this piece that says thanks. So let me show you, actually this is the one. So this is the one, I just put the butterfly on the front, but on the inside I have the word thanks in there. And again, you could see how it pops up, folds flat for mailing, and then it says thanks. And now here's a third option on this, is that you can also have a piece that holds a gift card, and it pops up, gift card not included by the way, but it opens up and that piece pops in there. But it just, such a fun idea. But there's so much more that you can do with it because it's interchangeable pieces on the inside, and that will be another video, but I'll show you with all of the tunnel card pieces, add-on pieces. Right now I want to show you how to assemble this. So in this set, the main piece that you use is this largest piece, and it has 1 tab on one side and 2 tabs on the other side, and when you're die cutting it on a piece of cardstock, you want to keep the single tab on the right hand side. So let me show you real quickly. If this is your cardstock, you want the paper that you want, the side of the paper that you want facing up, and you would place it down like that. I also recommend it double-sided cardstock, because you see the inside. So this will be the main piece that we're going to cut. These are the insert pieces now. So if you wanted the butterfly, you would put that right in the middle, like that. If you wanted the word thanks, this is when you die cut it, so you would drop the word thanks in there and die cut it that way. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this piece, which has these 2 semicircles on it. That creates the slots to hold the gift card inside. So I'm going to put it this way, and you would cut it like that, so it's vertical on that. And the other piece too, well, there are 2 other little pieces. One is this butterfly body, so if you were to cut the butterfly, you have a piece to create a separate body part. And then this is the important piece that is the pulling mechanism that you're going to need. So you want to cut one of these out of, I would recommend white cardstock. If your card is going to be on a white base, you want it to kind of disappear into your card, so you would want it to be the same color as your cardstock. So I'm going to be using my Gemini Jr. And I wanted to share my iMend Pro mending net. This is a magnetic one. It is self-mending. It resists warping and scratching, and it works beautifully with my Gemini Jr. On our website, our Pro Deck works with lots of machines, so I just want to show on our website, in the top left corner of our home page, you can find a link to sandwich information on how to use our Pro Deck in different machines. Let me show you. This is an example of the sandwich for using the Pro Deck, our Pro Deck with the Gemini Jr. It tells you how to stack your sandwich. The thing is, our Pro decks are a little thicker than the clear cutting decks or cutting plates on different machines, so you don't want to have too thick of a sandwich going through your machine. Never shove anything into the machine. If it's struggling, just stop. You just don't want to give it that much pressure. We're going to use the Gemini Jr. clear cutting pad, the Gemini magnetic shim, and now Crafter's Companion says to put the die facing up. So we are going to put the die facing up on the magnetic shim. We are going to place the additional piece which holds in place. Now you want to put your paper the pretty side down because that's what you want to cut, right? Then the instructions, you put your either the magnetic Pro deck, this is a magnetic one, or our regular Pro deck. Either one will work. And you want to use one of the icrafter's Thin Shims. This is from icrafter, so you want to use our Thin Shims. Now, the important thing to note is that you never want to let your magnetic Pro deck go touch directly with the rollers. The magnets are very strong in our Pro deck, and the magnet or the rollers in the machine are very strong, so you don't want them to come in direct contact. You always want to have something there, whether it's a mylar shim, maybe a piece of cardstock, something. You never want the surface of magnetic Pro deck to touch the rollers on any machine, actually. Now let me explain one more thing. Because we're using two magnetic surfaces, we don't need to build the sandwich this way. I know a lot of people don't like to have it where you can't see where you're placing your cardstock. So if you want, you could build your sandwich. You can actually stack your sandwich on the Pro deck. So let me go ahead and do that. And I have the single tab on the right hand side, and I'm using the little slot insert, and I'm putting it right there. And now I'm just doing the sandwich in reverse. So now I have the Gemini Jr. magnetic shim and placing their solid deck. So it's the same sandwich upside down, but before we run it through the machine, definitely put our clear mylar shim in there, and I'm going to run it through the machine. Okay, so first off, I wanted to show how all the sandwiches, all the pieces stayed very flat. Look, very little warpage on the Gemini Jr. pad. It's easier to turn it over. Very little smashing of the magnetic sheet. It all pops out nicely. This piece comes off. This is what we need. But I also want to show you, look at that. Turn it this way, better for the camera. But look at that. You can't see any scratches on this. I'll bring it down a little bit so you can see very little warpage. You also need to cut out another piece of cardstock. If it's optional, if you want to. It adds a little extra color to your card. And it is 3.5 inches tall by 2 3/4 inches wide. Okay, so you want a nice complementary cardstock that matches the pattern on that. And again, I'll write this in the descriptions. Next thing I need, but it's a 4 1/4 by 5.5 vertical fold card. And I have my white tab that I cut out. I know it's hard to see that. Okay. And you also now have your die cut. So you want to fold back on this little tab here. This is just a simple part. and fold back on both of these tabs. Okay. I always use my iPress burnisher for nice clean. We want to adhere this onto this. Okay. So onto the back of that little tab. Now you want to make sure everything's folded. You want to make sure it fits through the opening on the other side. So you want to glue that onto the tab. You want to make sure it goes through straight. And there's another crease line right there. So you want to fold on that crease line as well, just to give you a little lip over there. Okay. So now you're going to have, and it just looks like that. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to lay this in the middle of our card. We're going to lay this flush with the right hand side, and we want to glue down these two tabs right where, keeping this side flush. Now you don't want to get any glue on the pull tab, so and you want these to be pretty secure, or very secure, because they will take most of the pressure. So a fair amount, fold it up like that. Now you put the card centered vertically and then flush on the right. Have the tabs down and you glue that down. Okay? You want to make sure the pull tab is not caught on anything. Now, before we do anything else, we also want to use our additional piece. And what we're going to do is open this up. So we want to cover up the white band, but we want to glue this down. So I'm going to slide it in there, okay? So the band is still next in the back, and I'm going to put some adhesive on the top side of this. Okay. And so now I'm going to lay it down. Make sure everything vertically is there. And that's the only place you want to adhere that back piece of paper, because you need the armature to slide behind it. So everything's being held in place by that edge. Now, what you want to do here is when the card is opened and it is at this point, this is where you want to attach the full arc. Let me show you. That's the full arc right there. So you want to attach this here. So you want to put just about a ½ inch of adhesive there. Everything's straight, and keep the card flat, and you just attach it like that. So now the arc is determined by the size, the width of the cardstock you cut in the center. You want to glue this tab down while it's at its full open arc size. And then to create the fold on the pull tab, you start closing it. You lay that flat, you lay that flat, and there will be a natural fold where that, you can see it right there. So when you open the card, and that's the whole thing to it, it's just okay. That is pretty much it. The only other thing you want to do is add your gift card, and it offers up the gift card like that. You can see how easy it is. It's the same principle with this. Again, when it pulls open, except this time the butterfly pops up. And it really is just a fun way of just presenting different cards. You can, if you want, this one doesn't have a cardstock in back. This is just how it comes, and you could just add a different insert background if you want. One more thing, to embellish the front of the card, or even just to use, I want to show you something you could do with this little butterfly die. I know it looks really strange because it has all these pieces, but I inked up some vellum, and then I die cut the pieces out. And when you die cut it out, you get this frame kind of around it, and I cut off half of it, but you get this frame. If you carefully trim off, because you're going to cover over this part with the butterfly body anyway, so I just cut off pieces of where it's attached. And I do it a little bit better, but you have this attached pieces. But here's a whole bunch of butterflies that it's so delicate. And then I cut the body shape out of that extra piece. You could just embellish the front of your card with all of these butterflies. They're just so pretty. Gluing the butterflies down, their wings are closing up. The moisture, I think, from the glue is creating this movement in their wings. It's so cool. Watch, I'll lay this one flat when I glue it. I mean, this one was laid down flat as well. You see it? His wings are starting to come up. So I'm just going to add the bodies to them to finish them off. I'm going to use my grip tweezers. They will lay flat in a card because they are designed to fit in the envelope. Look at this guy. He's just gone crazy. He's gone so wild. I love this. Aren't they pretty? And you could put a sentiment on the front, but I just wanted to show. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. For more inspiration, please check out icrafter.com. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Just to let you know, there'll be another video showing how to use the tunnel card inserts interactively with this set. So, hope you enjoyed that. Bye.